So Minwoo, overall, solid start. How would you assess what was clicking today and your thoughts on the day as a whole?
Yeah, everything was clicking, especially the putting. I think the putting was really solid. I did change something with my putting. Felt like I missed a lot of putts right, so I started lining the ball up, and they started on line, which I thought I was doing without the line. So it was quite nice to actually see the ball rolling on the intended line, and everything was pretty good. Solid off the tee and solid approach play, which is a nice recipe, especially on this course. But overall,
back to the 15th tee. What's that reaction as that happens, and what's going on in your mind?
It was a weird one because I'd never experienced that before. It was kind of a funny story. I thought I had at the beginning of the week, I thought I had an allergic reaction to the electrolytes I was having, and then if you don't have electrolytes, you get cramps, and then I got a cramp. So it kind of just put the puzzle pieces together, and that's what happened. So I'll get some treatment after this, and I just swung my driver, and at the end of it, I kind of overextended my calf, and wasn't the best of timing, but I'm happy to get it done, and I didn't actually hit it that bad with the cramp, so thankful the physio came out and helped me out there.
So you had been feeling that a little bit earlier in the week, with wondering if the electrolytes was
no, the calf was a random thing, just out of nowhere, and I could show you I don't want to show you my face when it was a few days ago, but it was swollen and it was bad, and lots of red, so it wasn't ideal. It got to the point where I came here out on Sunday and I couldn't even go out on the course because my eyes were half shut. So I'm pretty happy to be standing here talking to you guys right now.
And just getting in the field top 50, what was that on your mind at all at the Honda, that you were kind of close to the number?
Yeah, definitely was, but I was playing pretty good, so I wasn't really focused too much on that. After the Saturday, I was coming 60th or something, and I knew I needed to shoot a low round to have a chance, and I think it ended up being like 1/8 of a shot that I got in from 51st to 50, so everything worked out well, and like I said, happy to be here.
Were the cramps, was it an allergic reaction to whatever drink you were drinking?
No, it wasn't, but it's funny how the cramp happens because you don't drink electrolytes, and I haven't been drinking electrolytes for the last few days, so that's probably part of what happened, but I'll make sure I drink electrolytes.
Do you know what caused the reaction?
Well, the physio said it was just like an overstretch, so it might have been just tightness in the calf, and I've just overstretched it. That's what he thinks. But there's no like discoloration or anything, which I'm thankful for, because it didn't feel the greatest, but hopefully it's only a calf overstretch.
And you said you started lining up your ball.
Yeah.
When did you start doing that?
Well, literally today. It was like yesterday thing, day before. I just started to line it up just because, I didn't feel like I was starting it online, and usually when it does, I putt pretty good, and it's just been a couple rounds that everything was leaking right, so I just thought, aim it, and it worked out well.
Minwoo, playing in Europe, how much does the creativity and the shot making you need there translate to this golf course?
Yeah, a lot. Definitely, the rough is really thick over here in America, so you need a little bit of imagination, but it's a lot of hacking out of the rough when you're near the green. So there's definitely creativity from European courses, just because it's, you have to use a lot of shots, and over here I thought today I hit a lot of irons off the tee and 3-woods and drivers, so it was a mix of variety, which is awesome, and obviously that there was a favourable wind on most of the holes, and I hit it good off the tee, which helps.
What's your biggest weapon on this course? Is it length? Is it the shot making I just asked you about, or is it something else?
I think approach and putting, but also you have to hit it good off the tee to have some good approaches. So I made my first bogey on 14, I think, and I was a yard off the fairway. So it's if you get it on the fairway, there's definitely chances for birdies, but if you're not, you got to just get it back in play. So I think everything you need pretty good here.
Thanks.
Minwoo, you're a first timer here. Several Australians have had success here. Have you watched many of those victories on television? And secondly, have you leaned on any of those champions to gather some intel for this week?
Not too much intel, but I guess just, you know, when I watched the highlights the last couple nights of, you know, Tiger in 2013 and, you know, all the highlights pretty much, I know it was a different time, but Tiger hit a lot of not many drivers and a lot of 3-woods and 5-woods, so, you know, that kind of gave me confidence that I could do it today and this week. But yeah, you know, I played with Adam and Jason on Tuesday, and that was helpful. Not that they were giving me tips or anything, but just, you know, a couple things off the tees and where, you know, pins can be. So yeah, it definitely, you know, those guys help, and they've helped me throughout my whole pro career, not just this week.
Did you pull those highlights up on YouTube? Is that something you do often?
Yeah, especially a course that I don't really know. So, you know, every year it's a bit different, but yeah, just because I don't know much about the course, it does help, you know, what they hit on this tee, and if it's, you know, if they're doing it, it must be pretty good, and obviously highlights are the best play on that hole and that week. So yeah, it's nice to get some good mojo for.
Did you pull up when he won, when Tiger won?
Yeah, well, I mean, I've watched pretty much all the highlights from when he won to the last year. Yeah, it's nice to get off the pros, and yeah, that was helpful.
Who wins when you play against your sister?
Off the same tees, I will, but when she plays with the ladies and I play off the men's, it's pretty close. I mean, if we had a sprint, I would think I would win, but she's so consistent, so I think over 100 rounds, I think she would beat me, because I can hit it sideways and she doesn't hit it off the fairway. So it's pretty close, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I've got one more. Just wondering, your focus for the rest of the year is going to be in Europe, and if that goes well, is this likely to be your last year in Europe?
Yeah, you know, obviously I support both tours. I started on the European tour, and they've helped me grow as a player. But obviously, you want to be on the PGA Tour as a golfer. But you know, you obviously play like the big events in Europe, and I'm happy to be here. It's a great pathway, you know, to get out here, and it's nice that they've you know, had that alliance. But it's an awesome thing. I mean, you play well in Europe, and you can come out here and play.
Great, thank you.
How do you feel about fellow Australian and defending champion Cam Smith not being here and participating? And have you been in touch with him, you know, given that he lives in the area?
Yeah, I'm not too good of friends with him, just because we've never like kind of crossed paths, but I'm friends with his coach and kind of everyone around him. But he was older than me as an amateur, and I never really got the chance to talk with him. I'll just, you know, say hi now and then, and play 1 or 2 practice rounds. But I mean, he obviously played really well last year, and to me, I mean, it is what it is, and it's obviously there's different tours and he can't play. But I mean, yeah, I would say hi to him if he came out, but yeah, it is what it is.
Thanks.
Had you had that type of cramp on the course before?
Oh, never had it. It's random.
And any physio work today that you need to do this afternoon, or?
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm going to check it out because I need to. It's a weird thing, but I need to get it checked before tomorrow.
All right, guys.
Thanks guys. Cheers. Thanks.